it's Tyler here. We're doing an 800-point battle report. It is my Angmar army debuting on the channel against Justin's Fiefdom army, which we've seen in various forms, but this is the debut of his 800-point list, which is all fully Fiefdoms. So we'll go through the armies. We're going to play Breakthrough today as well, so that's our scenario. We've done our vetoes and we got that one. So without further ado, we'll do my Angmar and we'll get into it. Alright, here's my 800-point Angmar. We got my Witch King. He's got the Crown of Morgul, 3 Might, 3 Fate, and 16 Will on a horse. And we got 18 Orcs in his warband. Shield Sword up front, Spear and Shield in back, and a banner. We've got a Gulliver with an Orc Archer with him. Got 4 Orc Archers, 3 Orcs with 2-handed weapons, and 3 Orcs with Spear Shield with a Barrow White. He's the Ring Wraith with the golden crown there, and then the other 2 with silver crowns are Spectres. And then an identical warband of that over here as well. So that is the full 800-point Angmar list, and we'll show you Justin's army. Alright, here's Justin's army. We'll go left to right.
Yeah, so we've got Imrahil. He's got 11 knights, 6 are mounted, and then I can't count, 6 pikes.
Yeah.
Then we've got Duin here. He's got 12 Blackroot Vale archers, 4 spears. Then Angmar's got 6 clansmen, 4 knights, 1 mounted with a banner, and then another 6 pikes.
Cool. Justin's 800 and we'll get into it. Alright, so here's my deployment. Big warband in the middle. Outflanking warbands. Objectives, and then we got Justin's army. Yeah, so we'll roll off a priority and we'll get right into it. Alright, so I finished my movement. These guys stayed put. He moved onto that objective. These guys all moved up. They moved half, so they'll still be able to shoot. 2 Barrow Whites, Spectres made these boys take courage and they fled over there. And then Gulliver's charged up into 2 guys, and yeah, Justin's piling on now because of Angmar's rule, Fearless. And yeah, we're just sort of moving on up. We've done the thing. Justin's finishing his move, and we'll get back to you after Justin's move. Tried to transfix Angmar with the Witch King and failed. So yeah, that's sort of where we are. Alright, so Justin's moving up to outflank us over here, and yeah, that's sort of what we look like at the moment. And we'll get back to you. I've got some shooting, Justin's got a bit of shooting, and we'll see what happens after the shooting phase. Okay, so yeah, shooting did nothing, so we went straight to combat. Angmar struck up, got to fight 9. I was an idiot. I thought Gulliver had a strike, so I called a defense. But anyway, so...
No, it was a good thing to do, like, because I got a lot of 5s with...
Yeah.
That would have done him too, so...
So yeah, so otherwise he would have died. But yeah, so he's taken 2 wounds from combat. If I knew he had a strike, I wouldn't have charged forward. I just derped. I just... New model syndrome. I haven't used him much, so... Anyway, that's how the field looks end of turn 1. So we'll go to priority and we'll get into it. Alright, so the end of my move... I won priority. Justin called a move with... Duin here, and then I also called a move with the Witch King, transfixed Duin here, so now cancelled his move, so I did my whole move, made him fail a courage, made that guy fail a courage with my 2 Spectres, sent him flying. Over here these guys can't do much because Angmar's Fearless. First Barrow White over here cast Paralyze on Duin here, rolled a 5 high on 3 dice, and Duin had 1 will left, and he succeeded to dispel it. And then we had the second one go through with 2 dice on a 4+, and now he's paralyzed because he had no will left. And that is the end of my move. We just engaged in combat, tried to wrap as much up as possible, and yeah, hopefully we do a bit of damage before the crazy knights hit. So yeah. Alright, so Justin's engaged, doing stuff, charged up here, moving around, getting closer, and yeah, over to my shooting. And then we'll do Justin's and... Okay, so ended up doing nothing with shooting. Imrahil called a combat there, then killed a Spectre. Gulliver won his combat, killed one of the clansmen, so I got a wound back, so he's up to 3 wounds. Killed quite a few in here, and then I lost a few orcs around the spot. So yeah, we're doing alright. We'll be back at the end of next turn. Also killed Angmar because Angmar was paralyzed, and then the two guys killed him because he was on the ground, rolled pretty well. So yeah, he failed his fate, so he died. So here we are, end of turn 2. Okay, so Justin did a move, and then I called a heroic move with the Witch King, and then Imrahil called one in counter, and Justin won it. So he charged, ended up countering my move. So yeah, that's what it looks like once he's charged. And we'll be back after my turn. I just attempted to paralyze with this Barrow White on him, and then Imrahil stopped it and got a will back. So yeah, back after I finish moving. Okay, so big turn. This Spectre here managed to get Imrahil to take courage. Imrahil failed on double ones. He got moved out of combat. This Barrow White with his last will tried to paralyze him and did not succeed, although because he rolled 3 dice, rolled a 4, then Imrahil rolled with his last dice, he rolled a 5, so stopped it. But then the Witch King paralyzed Imrahil and everyone's charged in. Not paralyzed, transfixed Imrahil and everyone's charged in. These guys charge in, peel one of the clansmen off. This guy tried to use the other Spectre to get this clansman on the end off Gulliver, but he passed his courage, so that was all good. And yeah, and then I just counter-charged, trapped him. And we'll do our combats and we'll get back to you. Alright, so yeah, Justin killed a bunch of orcs this turn. I didn't do that much in retaliation. I did get one Dalamarov Knight here. Prince Imrahil won his combat and then he got pushed back, and then that was it. So yeah. Alright, so Justin moved up and charged a bunch of stuff. I managed to get Gulliver free with a Spectre and then a charging orc. So, and then Gulliver ended up coming over and charging Imrahil with these guys. They pulled off Imrahil because Justin charged the Witch King with those two. So yeah, so lots of combat going ahead. Shooting, we'll see if shooting does anything. I don't know. Well, hasn't really done much this game. We got right into combat. So yeah, we'll be back at the end of next time. Alright, so yeah, big turn. Lost quite a few more orcs. Getting close to break. I'm not at 20 yet. I need 23 dead to break. So actually, sorry, I think it's 24. I'll double check that. But yeah, I've lost 19. So we're getting close to me breaking. And yeah, I've did a couple kills, didn't do a lot, but I also ended up getting Imrahil finally. Witch King ended up taking a wound, but passed his fate. And yeah, so that's where we're at. Hopefully the tide starts turning in my favor now that the banner's gone and fight bonuses are gone and stuff, so let's see how we go. Cool, so Justin won priority again. He managed to stop Gulliver from charging, managed to stop Witch King from charging. Actually, sorry, I was going to put that spear onto that knight to pull him off. You get pulled down. It's funny. It's funny because of masturbation.
Touch my penis.
Alright, and then these two charged their courage too because all the dudes failed to charge them. And yeah, and I just did my counter charges and stuff, and this is where we're at. So we'll be back after shooting in combat. Don't know if shooting will do anything again. It's done nothing all game, so hey, let's see how we go. Cool, alright, so I officially broke this turn, lost a few models, did a few in myself, did a knight in, Witch King got done in, and yeah, that was the turn. We'll be back after the next one, hopefully win priority, and Gulliver can actually start doing stuff, so yeah. So,
that thing was definitely a creepy looking motherfucker.
Just one priority again, charge all my heroes, so now I've got to start taking courages. Yeah, so this is going great. Really awesome when you don't win priority ever. Anyway, we'll keep going. Alright, so ended up going down to 25%, so the game ended. I had a bunch of guys flee and lost a bunch in combat. So I got over this game pretty quick because I lost priority a lot and also very hot. But we'll calculate our points, and I think it's going to be a pretty clean sweep for Justin. Yeah, no, Justin always writes a good list and gets a lot of models in that are really tough. We had equal models, and his models are great. My models are shit. Like, I mean, my average models are shit.
You probably spent more on heroes than me.
I did spend a lot of heroes.
Like the Witch King and Gulliver are like almost.
And what did they do?
400.
Not that much. Not
Whereas,
enough.
I mean, Imrahil's 160 and the other two dickheads, one was 60, one was 65.
It's just hard with Angmar, it's like where you put your points. But yeah, no, it's alright. Yeah, it was a good game. I'd like to see how my 55 model list would go against your guys instead with their overwhelming numbers in the Birder and stuff. But, oh well, I got to try out Gulliver. I enjoyed him. He was good. Yeah. He did alright. got forced the engagement, which is pretty good. And if I ended up winning a couple priorities here and there when it actually mattered, instead of just at the beginning of the game, it actually might have been a very different game, because I did get rid of that Angmar Hill, and having heroes, the Witch King and the Gulliver do work would have been great. But oh well, that's how the dice roll sometimes. So anyway, we'll do our post game and we'll get back to you.
The first time a Dumai has fucking defiled the sanctity of my bed.
Alright, so we got the Justin one. That's what happened. He got 3 for the objectives, he held his own, then he held a side one. And yeah, we killed each other's leaders, so that's 2 each. And then also Justin broke me, and so he got an extra point for that, and that was it. That was all the points that we had attained. So it was 6-2 into the Fiefdoms' favour. Very tough list. 48 models against my 47, and supreme models too compared to my 8 orcs. Yeah, and I think it would have been a pretty different game like if I won a couple priorities in the middle of the game when it actually sort of mattered. Although like pulling dudes off with like specters and killed them off. And like paralyzing, the paralyzed went off at least once, so I'm happy that happened. Got a good transfix off and on Angmar Hill and stuff as well. So I got to play around with most of the Angmar tricks, so that was good for me. I like that. New list. If I knew Gulliver can strike, I may not have charged him up so soon, but I sort of want to force that engage, because otherwise I just had the black roots to deal with, and there wasn't much to hide behind either with Gulliver.
Yeah,
so.
I think it was definitely a good decision to charge him up, although I was certainly surprised when you did. But yeah, no, it was a solid.
Well, I was hoping to pull off that Spectre thing, and I totally forgot about Angmar's Fearless as well, because I don't really verse Fiefdoms very often either, so like I forget their rules, and I don't play Fiefdoms, so that's another thing. And it's been a while since we played Lord of the Rings as well, so yeah, it was good. Like yeah, it's good. Anything to say about your list? Anything else, Justin, you want to add? Or?
No, I was pretty happy overall. Bit bummed that my heroes died, but I mean that happens when you play Angmar. Heroes always cop it, but yeah, no, I was pretty happy. Like, won a lot of key priorities, which allowed my knights to do a lot of damage, and yeah.
Fucking MVPs for me was that one two-handing orc and that one spear that killed a fucking paralyzed Angmar, like straight
that was
up.
pretty
Like,
awesome.
they did well, so those 4 attacks off and getting those wounds through and him failing his fate. So yeah, that was good for me. Gulliver I liked. Charging the monstrous charge is really nice. He's really like, you really gotta choose your time when you're gonna put him in, and like especially against big heroes and stuff, you really want to get their resources down. One thing I probably should have done is sap drain courage as well. I don't usually use that very often, but losing priority, you can't really do that every time your caster gets charged, and I couldn't get him away because he kept getting charged, so that was not helping me either.
One thing that I've sort of really started doing is keeping the Witch King. Like, I know it is kind of hard to do at times, but I really am trying to make a point of keep the Witch King behind the lines and drain courage before you even think about sending him into combats, I think.
Well, he wasn't even in combat.
Well,
you heroic yeeted fucking Imrachad against the fucking through the fucking line. Like, he came through the back, so like that I like, and then I just wasn't winning priority. So like, I mean, I understand, and that's what I was trying to do, was trying to get my transfixes off at the right time and let other heroes do the work, but just didn't end up working that way because I didn't win priority. Like I said, it was like different game if I won priority, because I would have done quite a few things differently. So so it's sort of hard, and then it's hard when you're tired and stuff, and then you're in a bad mood because of work, and then you get all the bad dice rolls and all the heat and stuff. But I know. But you're battling a bad back, so we're both we just made the most of it. Hey, both in a bad mood. So yeah. Anyway, now it's all good. Yeah. I'm waffling now. I'm very overtired. All right, we'll wrap it up. Otherwise, we'll keep talking shit. So. See you in the next one. Like, subscribe, and don't subscribe to Zorpazorp. He's a homo. Bye bye.